Dit is Het Klankcafé. Een eigenzinnige liveshow over klassieke muziek in de wereld van nu.
Graag een warm applaus voor de presentatoren Louis Gauthier en Christel Don.
Zo, hallo. Welkom allemaal bij de 17e editie van Het Klankcafé. Onze maandelijkse show over klassieke muziek in de wereld van nu.
Een bijzondere aflevering, want we zitten deze keer niet zoals gebruikelijk bij kunstenaarssociëteit Arti, maar in de prachtige Blue Note Zaal van het Conservatorium van Amsterdam.
Van Amsterdam. En niet in Arti deze keer. Want ik had al begrepen dat mensen nu ook voor de deur daar stonden. Dat zijn er normaal uit. Maar goed, ze zijn hier ook aangekomen. Even voor het gevoel van de zaal. Het is een beetje een clubgevoel. Jazz, rode stoeltjes. We hebben publiek, laat je even horen. Oké.
Ja, dat klinkt al goed. De sfeer zit er al goed in. Maar we zitten hier natuurlijk niet zomaar. Het heeft alles te maken met onze internationale gasten vandaag. Ja. Namelijk het beroemde Quiroga Kwartet en onze conservatoriumtalenten, het Nostos Kwartet.
Yes. En het is natuurlijk ook prachtige muziek. En we gaan deze uitzending echt alleen in Engels doen, maar dat doen we niet al te lang. Dus laten we de muziek echt de boventoon voeren.
Ja, we hebben de interviews even wat ingekort. Hè? Normaal doen we die wat uitgebreider. Maar
nu denken we van, ach, hè.
Weet je, we hebben zulke goede muzici.
Precies.
Meer ruimte voor die muziek.
Ja.
Al wil ik toch nog heel even, zoals gebruikelijk in onze inleiding, iets vertellen over een film die ik deze week zag. Ja. Die is deze week in première gegaan. Over een vals zingende sopraan.
Is dat zo?
Ja.
Nou, ik ben benieuwd. Lekker, Christel.
Ja,
hoe doe je dat nou? Dus
Inderdaad. Ik denk dat als ik dit zou doen, dat het ook ongeveer zo zou klinken. Ja. Maar de film heet Marguerite. Het gaat over een rijke aristocrate die heel erg graag opera zingt. Ze ademt muziek, maar ze is echt ontzettend amuzikaal. Alleen, dat beseft ze zelf niet. Dus dat is een beetje tragisch. En haar omgeving heeft ook weinig zin om haar de waarheid te vertellen. Wat ik heel interessant vind aan die film is dat het scenario geïnspireerd werd door een echte Amerikaanse zangeres. Ja. Misschien kennen jullie die wel, Florence Foster Jenkins. Die ook van zichzelf vond dat ze schitterende aria's kon zingen.
Dat was ook niet te beluisteren, dat klonk net zo.
Ja, dat was ongeveer dit.
En je had wat leuks bedacht, toch?
Precies, want we hadden
met kaartjes.
Ja, de distributeur was zo aardig dat we daar 2 kaartjes voor weg mochten geven. Dus daar hadden we ook een actie voor gedaan en daar werd ontzettend goed op gereageerd. Ik dacht, ik gooi al die briefjes, meer dan 50, gewoon in een envelop.
Op die grote rode tafel hier in het conservatorium.
Dan gaan we even snel, voordat we beginnen, nog die 2 kaarten. En ik kan wel zeggen...
een beetje zo doen, hè?
Lekker. Je moet wel eerlijk even schudden, hè?
Ja, sorry.
Ja, en niet stiekem kijken.
Nee. Pak jij dan maar. Ja.
Nee, pak jij.
Dan moet ik het doen. Ja. Dan pak ik die gewoon helemaal onderop. En dat is...
we hebben geen roffel, toch, Hans? Hebben er nog mensen in de zaal meegedaan, eigenlijk? Aan deze... Zitten jullie namen... Ja. Zitten hier namen van jullie? Oh, jammer.
Nou, vol. Elsbeth Grutteke.
Zo, Elsbeth Grutteke.
Voormalige Radio 1-presentatrice.
Het
is echt oprecht. Het moet zo zijn, dit.
Ja, hè? En voor wie nu denkt, jammer, die had ik ook wel willen winnen. Je kan sowieso naar Marguerite toe, want die draait nu in de bioscoop. En het is echt een aanrader.
Oké.
Goed, laten we nu snel starten, Louis.
Want er is live muziek. Veel mooie live muziek, wat we net al zeiden.
Albert, Dimitris, Eduardo en Panos zijn nog bezig met hun masteropleiding aan het conservatorium, maar besteden iedere vrije minuut die ze hebben om te bouwen aan hun droom. Als kwartet hun brood verdienen en dus iedere dag leven van dat wat ze het liefste doen, musiceren. Een bijzonder moment om ze te leren kennen, want hun kwartet verkeert in een cruciale fase. Daar gaan we ze straks het een en ander over vragen, maar we gaan eerst luisteren naar opus 1, nummer 3 van Haydn. The floor is yours, guys. Give them a warm applause. The Nostos Kwartet.
Dat was de compositie One of the First Quartets by Haydn.
Wow, that was beautifully played. Yes, and
Take a seat.
Come and sit at the table, so we can hear a little bit more about you. So, Panos and Eduardo. Hello, welcome. A small introduction of your quartet. You told me you are on a journey of becoming a professional string quartet. Where did that journey started a few years ago?
We know each other for a long time. The journey started in Brussels, where we're all students. Not this formation exactly, but more or less we know each other because we had common teachers. Me with the cellist, common teachers back from Greece, where we are coming from. With the altist, his teacher was the husband of our teacher, and he was also a student of my teacher, and that's why we know each other.
And where are you now on that journey? How do you become a professional quartet?
We are right in the start. That's why also we played probably one of the first pieces that were ever written for this formation.
Yeah, at the start.
Right at the beginning.
So that is a crucial phase, right?
It's a crucial phase, and that's where I believe everything will get along and melt and mature.
So you are smiling. Is it melting already?
But it's true. Right now we are in a process of having lessons like we did just now, and absorbing all this information to be able to have an idea of our own interpretation.
So, and give us an impression of how your week looks like. How many hours are you playing together, following lessons?
Well, right in this moment, it depends. I mean, but normally every week, I don't know,
4 to 5 days.
4 to 5 days together, and then we are like rehearsing 4 hours every day that we meet, and like that.
The whole day.
And there are a lot of quartets in the world, in the Netherlands, and also, but what makes you so unique as a formation?
Difficult question.
Yeah, but you have to answer it.
we
You
just,
have to.
Oh, wait a minute. Otherwise, we do an experiment. In about 3 years, you will have at least one album, right? Okay.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
yeah.
Okay, the day after the release, you read your first review in the papers.
How much time after we said?
5 stars. But how do they describe you? What does it say? What do you want them to write about you at that moment?
Your dream.
It's still a difficult question,
Yeah.
but
What I would like to listen.
Yeah, but when you are playing together, the music
yeah.
is your communication.
Well,
but
I think a basic thing that we want to listen is that we were convincing in our interpretation, so that people could understand the message we wanted to deliver.
But are you talking about that, the 4 of you, about the message, or
maybe one favorite composer.
That's even more difficult to have favorite.
Even more, okay.
Yeah, there's
I
we like
believe every
everything.
time you start a piece and you get into it, then you start to like it, and there's also every composer. each one has to give something else. And in quartet, for me, is really like a journey. Each one puts something more, and we can see in modern composers what they took from past ones.
So maybe the review says that it has been a very interesting journey to be at your concert, for example.
That could be.
Maybe I should write the review.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
If it's so nice.
Okay. Hey, you also told us about the music that inspires your quartet. Let's listen to 4 of your inspiration.
Talk in Dutch now voor de listeners. We hoorden Shostakovich stringkwartet nummer 3, Mendelssohn stringkwartet opus 13, Ravel stringkwartet en dan het derde deel Très Lent en Benjamin Britten stringkwartet nummer 2, de Chaconne.
So why?
Chaconne. Ja, sorry, ik hoor iemand in de zaal zeggen. Heel scherp.
Yeah. Do they have something in Chaconne? Yeah. Yeah. That was correct. So why do they have something in common? These 4, what do they have in common?
No, in common they have that they're some of the nicest pieces ever, well, in my opinion, for quartet ever written.
He is smiling. Why is he smiling there? Your other accordion?
Because they like to smile. They like to smile.
Always smiling.
Okay.
It's the vibe here. Always smiling, yes.
It was 4 choices. Each one of us did one. But what we like is that from the first note we can distinct the one who are playing. Or not from the first, because...
Well, from the first seconds.
Yes.
From the first second.
So these are quartets with a personality.
Yes.
So what's your personality going to be then?
They build their personalities in, again, journey of years and years. I mean, ours, we are still, I believe, away.
Yeah, we're still in the process of creating that personality or finding that personality.
Yeah, but do you have temperament, or because
we are from the south?
Exactly. That's why I'm asking.
We have enough temperament.
Yeah. Okay. So last question before we are going to listen to you again. Your first concert. When is it going to be? Do you know? Do you have plans, or next year, or?
As I'll be honest with you, as the quartet restarted recently, we mostly said to devote ourselves in practicing, and as they will come opportunities like this, as we had, and also Netherlands is a new place, so we still need to find our way and.
Right now we're in the process of practicing, getting to know each other, because they have changed the formation, so now we're starting to build it up.
It's like team building somehow.
To be able to...
A certain new energy.
It helps. To find our common grounds and all that.
Okay.
And a second piece. You're going to play a second piece for us.
What is it? What are we going to hear right now?
Quite different. Kurtag. We go to some 20th century. 2 excerpts from Officium Breve of his. In numbers, it's just 15 small pieces, and we will play for you the number 11 and 15.
Okay. Hey, thank you, Eduardo and Panos. It's great to have you in our show.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
the floor is yours again.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Wauw. Wat was het ook alweer, Christel? Wat hoorden wij van moois?
2 excerpts from the Officium Brev in Memoriam of Andrei Swerwansky. Je doet dit erom, hè?
Ja,
om mij dit
wil-
nog een
ja,
keer voor te
precies.
laten lezen. Heb ik het net speciaal aan hen gevraagd.
Ja.
Bij Grigori Kurtak.
Oké,
Opus
28. Hey, we gaan door, want het is een eer om het inmiddels wereldberoemde Spaanse Quiroga Kwartet aan te kondigen in onze Klankcafé-show. Want Aitor, Sibran, Josep en Helena komen speciaal uit Madrid naar Amsterdam om een nieuwe Brahms-cd Frei, aber einsam te presenteren. Het album kreeg lovende recensies in gerenommeerde kranten, zoals Christel.
The best of the best, one of the most relevant recordings of the year and just sublime.
Ja, dat is echt fantastisch. En het strijkkwartet is vernoemd naar de violist Manuel Quiroga, die ook net zo'n snelhuisduiveltje was als violist en componist Pablo Sarasate. En kenmerkend voor het kwartet is dat ze altijd als eenheid naar buiten treden, dus geen ego's op de voorgrond. Het draait om kracht van de muziek. En samen herscheppen ze die zo prachtig en krachtig mogelijk. Kortom, een keihard applaus voor deze toppers, het Quiroga Kwartet. uit het strijkkwartet van Brahms, opus 51, nummer 2, de second movement. Elena and Sibran, would you please come to the table for a short interview? We are very glad that you are here in our show.
Thank
Welcome.
you very much. Yes. It's a pleasure to be here.
Aha. Well, people described you as a quartet of smiles, and during your play, I saw a lot of them. And is that a Spanish vibe? Elena?
Well, I think it's a human vibe, maybe.
The human vibe.
Yeah, like it's something that when you share something and you like it, normally you smile. If you're happy to share something like music, it happens. Of course, not always can be smiles, like in life. So sometimes we're maybe very serious because the music requires more intimate things or even sad. Yeah. But we like to share with all of you, like with the audience, as well as with our colleagues, what we like, maybe.
And you have a very pure sound, Sibran. Is that because the balance is so good with each other?
Well, I mean, in a quartet, balance is a very important word, and not only in musically. I mean, in terms of who plays more and who has to be more audible than the others, but balance in all possible ways, humanly, emotionally, intellectually, and in the level of input, the input you give, how much you give and take, the balance between that, and we have very clear that playing a string quartet, this is a must, and we try to cultivate this culture of balance between ourselves and among ourselves, and we are convinced that somehow the way you relate to each other, the way you rehearse, the way you respect each other, and learn from each other, and are always ready to listen to each other, filters in the way you play and the way people listen.
And is it also because you said in your quartet there is no ego?
Yeah, I mean, we try. I mean, we are four egos, but we are four egos which are. We don't want to say no to our individuality. We want to nourish ourselves from our individualities. So we want to actually learn from everything that the other three have to offer us, and always place ourselves in a position of always listening and learning, and not in a positioning of doubting or putting into question what the others have to say or propose.
Mm-hmm. And let's listen to some musical fragments which are inspiring for the quartet.
Im wunderschönen Monat Mai, als alle Knospen sprangen,
In Dutch, voor de listeners. We hoorden onder andere Schumann, Dichterliebe, Beethoven, String Quartet in E-flat, opus 127, second movement, Schumann, String Quartet en Brahms. Ja, ik ga er even heel snel doorheen nu.
But these are all very moving and romantic choices. Also because it's very storytelling music, maybe?
I don't know, for my colleagues, in my case for the Dichterliebe, Schumann, I can say that, of course, the human voice, for me, is the most inspiring thing when it's well sung, of course. But it's like the ideal and the essence of music. No, we just learn first like rhythm and singing. So this is what the music is made of. So it's very inspiring just to hear like the perfect legato in a beautiful melody. And for me, it's just like the ideal we always try to do with an instrument.
Yeah, we chose those pieces because they're very linked somehow, all of them, to Brahms in a way. Schumann, both in this singing quality of Schumann, always telling stories. He was a storyteller.
Yeah, exactly. Because I saw you at the masterclass before, and you were also teaching the other quartet.
Yeah.
And you were telling like they had to feel this story.
Yeah.
Is that?
Well, I think we think it's essential. I mean, what is the reason to stay here sitting on a podium of a stage and people being on the other side if you don't have anything to share? And when you have something to share, it has to be a story. A story doesn't need to be a story which is concrete, which talks about a princess that has to be is in a tower, or a prince that goes and saves her, but a story in the sense of sharing something which can be grasped, and those things can be feelings, can be, which, as Elena said before, not necessarily have to be beautiful, sometimes harsh, because life has harsh moments as well. And so, but this feeling of always communicating and having a background behind every tone you play, not just playing a collection of beautiful sounds, but actually giving a meaning to what you do.
That's also a story of your new record, Frei, aber einsam, from Brahms. Yeah. And would you please tell me something about this very poetic title?
Well, I was also this morning talking about it a little bit because of the quartet they were playing. And the motto Frei, aber einsam means free but lonely. And it's a leitmotif that Brahms used to share with his good friend Joachim. In the meaning of in life, not to compromise yourself with any institution, or to, I don't know, get married or things like remain always free. Joachim didn't accomplish that till the end, but Brahms did, and he also kind of could have felt alone in the way of that he was the only composer defended, like the first school, the Viennese school, the heritage of Beethoven, Mozart, and Haydn, and he was very much criticized for trying to compose in that way, but to develop even that way. Like there was some other wave of composers like Wagner and Liszt that were leading another direction. Like this is over, we need to do something new, and you are, like very conservative, and So he also might have felt very free to do his will, and he remained consequent all his life, but also maybe he felt alone. And also the string quartet, what we do is a little bit frei aber einsam, because we do it because we love it, but it's very difficult, and we just have to fight against many things just to live out of this.
Why are these pieces so demanding? Because there are 2 string quartets on one CD. I think it's very brave to do that.
Well, the string quartets by Brahms are very demanding because, as Elena points out very often, and in the text that is written in the Brahms was himself very demanding. So the works of Brahms are extremely complex from the point of view of composition. I mean, in this case, for example, with 3 notes, or in the case of the 4th symphony, with 1 interval, he composes a whole symphony. I mean, he was convinced that a good composer was not someone that had many good ideas, but someone that knew how to develop ideas. And this you can see very well in Brahms' music. So to be able to grasp this huge form, these huge buildings of music, which actually come from units which are extremely small and that are repeated and turn in all possible ways, is tremendously demanding intellectually. It's very demanding musically, because the writing for the string quartet is not very idiomatic. He was not a string player. He had loads of fights with his friend Joachim, for example, because it was uncomfortable, everything that he wrote. But he's probably one of the most cultivated composers in the history of music. I mean, he knew he had Haydn quartets in front of his table. He had studied all Beethoven quartets. He had learned so much from Schumann and his way of writing, not only quartets, but also melodies. That's why we chose also these 2 pieces. And so everything is very complete. These 2 works, he took 20 years to write these two works, and after many essays that he actually threw to the fire and burned down because he was not satisfied himself. So these actually works represent are really a struggle, are a man who was climbing to a huge climax and who brought actually the genre of quartet to a climax.
If you're going back now, because we're also we have the time, the radio time is running. One last question: what's your aim as a quartet? For now and in the future?
Our aim? I don't know, to play. I mean, no?
I would say that to keep the way we just started and to be truthful to ourselves. That's quite a lot, no?
Yeah, quartet is search. Quartet is a long way. It's a life of search, of learning all the time from each other, from the most amazing literature that you probably have in the world of music, and from this sensation that you never stop.
So to keep the pureness,
together. To keep also the curiosity to always learn.
Yeah.
There's so much we need to learn that is endless. We will die without learning so many things, but we'll try to do as much as we can, and also to try to take care of whatever we do, that we do it with a lot of care and with that we are always satisfied. So it doesn't matter how long it takes for us to record, to learn a piece, to play in a concert, that we always, I think, satisfied with the work, and we feel like we've learned a lot and we are happy with the result.
And also to be able to share this joy and fascination with as much people as possible.
And you're going to share joy and fascination again with us, because you're playing another piece. And that's the second movement of the Opus 51, nummer 2 van Brahms.
The last movement of the
sorry,
finale.
The final piece, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And would you please join the stage again?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for coming to our show. Give them a last big applause.
Quiroga Kwartet uit Spanje. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. A big smile on our face. We hoorden het Quiroga Kwartet uit het strijkkwartet van Brahms, opus 51, nummer 1, The Last Movement finale. Thank you so much. Volgende maand is alweer de 18e editie, hè, Christel?
Inderdaad. En dan zijn we weer als vanouds in Artie op het Rokin 112.
Ja, en jij roept al maanden dat wij eens een keer een gitarist moeten hebben. Het is volgens mij gelukt, toch?
Het is eindelijk gelukt. Wiek Heijmans komt namelijk naar onze show. Een virtuoos gitarist. Dus ik ben erg in mijn nopjes dat hij wil komen. Hij is de eerste die aan een Nederlands conservatorium op elektrische gitaar afstudeerde. En is echt een man met een missie.
Ja, en die speelt geloof ik ook daar weer klassieke stukken mee, had ik begrepen.
Precies.
Ook.
En over die missie gaan we het natuurlijk uitgebreid met hem hebben.
Ja.
Maar ik zou zeggen, pen die 9e november vast in je agenda.
Dat is de 8e, dat is een zondag. Echt? Ja, maar dat maakt allemaal niet uit. Hey, het Klankcafé komt voort uit onze passie voor klassieke muziek, voor de makers, uitvoerenden en liefhebbers. Dit programma wordt mede mogelijk gemaakt door het enthousiasme en met de inzet van in willekeurige volgorde, Christel,
Hans Erplieg, Anne Wouters, Coba Records, het Conservatorium van Amsterdam, de Concertzender, het Symfonieorkest, het Concertgebouw en vooral jullie natuurlijk. Tot 8 november in Artie.
Yes, oké.
Dit was Het Klankcafé. Voor meer informatie zie de Facebookpagina en www.hetklankcafé.nl.
En heb je nog tips voor leuke artiesten of andere ideeën? Schroom ons niet te mailen op info@hetklankcafé.nl.